entry principle. Double entry principle. Balancing of creditors account. Balancing of creditors accounts. Double entry principle. Good day, viewers. Welcome once again to Web Educate. Now, today's lecture we are focusing on double entry principle, and what we are treating under it is the balancing of creditors accounts. That is, balancing of creditors account under double entry principle. And what we are focusing on are the highlights are 1. What is balancing of accounts? 2. Balancing of a creditor's account involving a single transaction. 3. Balancing of creditors account involving more than a single transaction. Colon. A. When a company is not owing the supplier. B. When a company is owing the suppliers. When a company is owing the suppliers, let's make it quickly. I rub off. Some part of the questions or some part of the highlights so that can provide the solution. Provide the solution. And number 1 says, what is the balancing of account? If you have been following us, our immediate previous video, we dealt with definition of balancing of account there, and for the sake of those who have not watched that video, balancing of account is if the practice of totaling the debit and credit side of an account and inserting a balance to make them equal at the end of financial accounting period. Balancing of account is the practice of totaling the debit and the credit side separately. Debit side and credit side of account separately, and then inserting a balance to make the two sides equal. Putting a single line on above the total figure and a double line under the total figure. At the end of financial accounting at the end of a financial accounting period. You just make the two sides equal. That is balancing of account. Make the sides equal. If 10 is on the debit side, 10 has to be on the what? On the credit side. They have to be equal. That's balancing of accounts. And when it involves a single transaction, you just draw double line underneath the two sides, the total figure of the two sides. And if it involves more than one transaction, a single line above the total figure and a double line underneath the total figure. On the credit side also, a single line above the total figure and a double line underneath the total figure. Balancing of accounts. Then we go to number 2. Number 2 says balancing of accounts with only one transaction. Balancing of a creditor account involving a single transaction. Involving a single transaction. And how do you go about that? We illustrate that with an example. Illustration August 2020. August 2021. August 5th, 2021. Bought goose. Bought goose. Bought goose on credit. $230 from MKT. This is the question. We are not told whether payment has been made or payment has not been made. Just August 5th, 2021, bought goods on credit 230 from MK. That is the company bought goods on credit from MK. How much? $230. What is the heading? Balancing off of a creditor account. Of a creditor's account. The creditor's account involving a single this is a single transaction. Single transaction, that is just buy and sell it only one time from buyer and the seller. Involving buyer and the seller. And how do you get about this? You just open the supplier's account. MKT account. MKT account, and I have my MKT account. I have my $sign here. Then year 2021. $sign here. Year 2021. How do I go about this? We are balancing up the creditor's account. This sales come from what? From purchases. Bought come from purchases account. But for the sake of simplicity, let's just use a supplier's account. This supplier's account. And this is the supplier's account. Supplier's account is what is a liabilities account. And when liabilities is increasing, what do? You credit. You credit. So I come to the credit side. I have my August 5th. August, short form of August 5. Just August 5th. August 5. What is corresponding entry? That is purchases. Purchases account. We are buying from where? From who? This transaction is coming from purchases. Purchases. Purchases account. The corresponding entry of MKT account is what is purchases account. How much is the amount of the goods bought from him? 230. 230. We are not told whether payment has been made or not. So at the end of the period, we have to balance up the account. The transaction took place on the 5th of August. So what happened at the end of the August, and that is at the end of this period, which is the month of August. This is August 31st. You have our balance CD here, and how much is involved? That we have not paid him, and that is the balance that we are owing him. Balance carried down. CD stands for balance carried down. For carried down. 230. This is a transaction involving a single transaction. Transaction involving a single transaction. And what do you do about that? Just double line underneath. Double line underneath the total figure. We are balancing what? The account. Because we have not made the payment. So we are balance of the account. We are balance of the account. And what do we do? This is the balance CD. We carry to the next period. And that is what is the next period? September 1st. And that is the balance CD. For the closing is the balance CD. For the opening on the 4th, that is the balance BD. Balance brought down. Short form of brought down. And what is the amount that we are bringing down? That we have not paid him? 230. And that is that about what? Accounting involving a single transaction. How do we balance up the account? We have balance up the account and we bring the balance CD to the next period. To the next period. So I rub off to present balancing of accounts of a creditor's account involving more than a single transaction when a supplier, when the company is not owing the supplier. In this case, the company is owing the supplier. At the end of the period, the company has not paid, and this is the balance. And the balance is brought down to the next period. And what is the next period? September. So September. So I rub off this. I rub off this to present when a transaction involves more than a single transaction and the company is owing the supplier. The company is owing the supplier. Sorry, the company is not owing the supplier. That's the next one that we are presenting. This one that we just did is a single transaction when the company is owing the supplier. The one we are doing next is the one that is more than a single transaction and the company is still indebted, is still owing the supplier. Now, balancing of accounts with more than one transaction. Balancing of accounts, of a creditor's account. Let's just put creditor's account to be more specific. Balancing of a creditor's account involving more than a single transaction. A single transaction and a company is involving more than a single transaction for space sake, let me just know how to write it. Balancing of accounts, balancing of a creditor's account involving more than a single transaction and the company and the company is not owing. Is not is not owing the creditor. It's not owing the creditor, and what do I do with this? Let's demonstrate it with an illustration too. And the question says, August 2020, and that is the August 2022. August 2022. Then I start from August 1st. August 1st. Bought goods. Bought goods. Bought goods on credit. From MK, bought goods on credit. Bought goods on credit. $300 from J. Lucy. Bought goods on credit, $300 from J. Lucy. August 10th, bought goods on credit from the same J. Lucy on credit $500 from J. Lucy. From J. Lucy. Then August 31st. We, that is the company, we paid J. Lucy. The company is not owing $800 in cash. Look at that. Balancing up of a creditor's account involving more than a single transaction, and the company is not owing. August 2022. This thing is bent. Bought goods on credit. Bought goods on credit. $300. Bought goods on credit, $300 from J. Lucy. $300 from J. Lucy. So balancing up of a creditor's account involving more than a single transaction, and the company is not owing. August 2022. What happened? August 1st, bought goods on credit, $300 from J. Lucy. August 10, bought goods, an omission of goods, bought goods on credit, $500 from J. Lucy. Bought goods on credit, $500 from J. Lucy. August 31st, we paid J. Lucy $800 in cash. So how do we balance up these accounts? What do? We open the suppliers account, and in suppliers account, J. Lucy account. And mind you, the company is not owing. owing. So I open the J. Lucy account and I have my T account here. This is a supplier's account and that is a creditor account, and that is classified as a liability account. When liability account is decreasing, what do? You credit. It's a liability account. You come here, $sign. What is the year? 2022. The $sign, year 2022. The transaction is more than a single transaction in this case. Unlike the one we have done that involve only one transaction, this is a transaction. How do you balance up the account? What do you do? On the 1st, both goods on credit. August 1st. What is that? What's the corresponding entry of this? Purchases. Bought good. When you bought, this is goods. If you have been following us, we have treated assets of stocks. And what are the assets of stock? The account that involve assets of stocks are sales account, purchases account, return inward, return outward, carriage inward, carriage outward, bank, and cash account. So these are the what? This account is coming from what? From purchases account, because bought goods. And I said when you hear goods, it involves purchase account and the what? And the supplier's account. And this supplier's account, J. Lucy. J. Lucy bought goods. That is the corresponding entity of this what is purchases. Purchases account. Purchases account. How much? $300. Next, August again. August 10th. August 10. Another purchases from the same person. Purchases account. How much is involved? $500. So whatever that is going to increase liability account, you credit. What is going to reduce the liability account, you debit. So we bought 300 in the first place. We bought another 500. If you add it together, giving us 800. So to reduce this amount, you go to what? To the debit side. And what is that? August 31st, we paid J. Lucy $800. That means we have balanced up the account. August 31st, J. Lucy. We paid J. Lucy what? In cash, and that is cash account. If you have been following us, how much is that? That is $800. $800. Look at that. $800. $800. That means you are balance of the account. What is balance of account? Balance of account is what? Is the practice of what? Of balancing the two sides with the same figure. Look at it. 300 plus 500 making 800. And this 800, that's balance. So and we underline a single line under the total figure, a single line above total figure. We are going to start the total figure here. What's total figure here? That is 800. 800. You can see 800, and what do? A single line above total figure and double line underneath the total figure. A single line above the total figure and a double line underneath the total figure. So we have balanced that account. There is no balance carried down because we have made the payment of the total figure. There is no balance carried down. So that is that about balancing up of a creditor's account involving more than a single transaction and the company is not owing. August 2022. August 1st, bought goods on credit $300 from J. Lucy. August 10, bought goods on credit $500 from J. Lucy. August 31st, we pay J. Lucy $800 in cash. And this is the account, to balance of the account. August 1st purchases $300. August 10 purchases account $500. And August 31st, we pay J. Lucy in cash. This is it. Everything has been made. So we are balance off, we have ruled off. We have ruled the total figure off. And that's the balance of the account. Now we go to the next balancing off of a creditor's account involving more than a single transaction and the debtor is owing. And in that case, there will be a balance brought down because it's going to involve balance carried down. It's going to involve balance carried down. If you are new to this channel and you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel by hitting the red button. And that will allow YouTube to notify you whenever we provide more of this in the future. And as we have said, that this channel is committed to adding value. I've said this is bookkeeping. Bookkeeping. Go online. Go and search about bookkeeping. Go and see how lucrative is bookkeeping. If you have been following us, I bet you are going to understand bookkeeping. This is the fundamental of bookkeeping. And this is the double entry. And not only did it involve a lot of topics, so we are going to cover it. So do follow us. Share the links among your friends, among your student friends, and help us to reach out to more among people all over the world. So balancing of accounts, balancing of a creditor's account involving more than a single transaction. And the company is owing. And the company is owing. And the company is owing. So I illustrate this. I demonstrate this with illustration. What is in month October 2021? October 2021. And I start with the illustration. October 1st, bought goods on credit. Bought goods on credit. Bought goods on credit. $400. From N. John. October 28th. Bought goods on credit. Bought goods on credit. $260 from John, from the same person, and John. Then October October 38th, we paid, that is the company. We paid John, we are still owing. We paid John $400 by check. And look at that. That is the illustration. We now solve the illustration now. We solve the illustration, balancing off of a creditor's account, involving more than a single transaction, and the company is owing. Illustration, October 2020. October 1st, bought goods on credit, $400 from John. October 20, bought goods on credit, $260 from John. October 38th, let's have October 38th, we paid John $400 by check. So how do you balance up the accounts? This is a supplier's account. And that is who? John account. John account, what do? You rule under it. And like I've said in the previous account, in this video, that this is the creditors account and that is the payables. And how do you classify that? That is a liability account. When liability is increasing, what do? You credit. And I come here, use my dollar sign, and my year is what? Is 2021. Dollar sign, my year 2021. Let me shift it here. Okay. What's the first transaction there? Bought goods on credit on the October 1st. What's correspondence of this account? And that is the bought goods from where? From purchases account. Purchases account. How much is that? $400 on the 1st. $400. That's for transaction. Balancing off of a creditor's account involving more than a single transaction. This is a transaction. This is another transaction. This is another transaction. How do we balance off the account? When a debtor is owing. When a company is owing, the debtor now is the company. The supplier is John. Then October 28th, you see purchase account, the bought goods on credit, $260 from John. That is the purchases account, and that is a $260. This is bent. That means to October 28th. October 28th is still bent. October 28th. October 28th, and that is so then what we increase liability accounts is on the credit side, 400, 260. Then we are told that we paid John $400 by check. We pay him out of this 660, 400, 260, making 660. We now pay $400. So what we reduce if we come to what? To the debit side, and that is October 38th. You pay by check. I've told you that whenever you see check, that is a bank account. The corresponding entry here is what is bank account. How much do you pay? $400. $400. So, is it balanced? No. Balance of account is so easy. The two sides has to be equal with the total figure. total figure has to be equal. Are they equal now? 400 plus 260. This side is 400. That's not balance. That means the company is still owing John with the balance of 260. So we come to this side to have a balance because the two sides must balance. October 31st, we have a balance CD here, and that what is the balance? That is 260. Then you insert a single line above the total figure, single line above total figure. What's total figure? 660, right? Then double line underneath your balance. 660, double line underneath your balance it. You have balance 8. But what else? This balance is have to come to here, to the next period. What is the next month after October? That is November. That's going to be November 1st. Balance BD. What's balance BD? 260. $260. At the closing, it is balance CD. At the opening, is what is balance BD. Balance BD. Balance BD. Once again, if you are new to this channel and you have not subscribed, do subscribe to the channel by hitting that red button, and that will enable you to notify you whenever we produce more of this in the future. And I've said that we are committed to what? We are dedicated to add value, especially bookkeeping. I said go to Google it. Google bookkeeping. How to make money with bookkeeping. Google it. You see how bookkeeping is very lucrative. It's very, very what? Lucrative. So go along with us. Watch out for more of this in the future.